Zainab Al-Omar can hardly believe she's been in Canada 3 years already. Now, with a whole lot of hope and prayers and help from Canadians, she's back at the Windsor airport with her kids, waiting for their Syrian grandparents.
Air Canada Flight 8869 from Toronto, Pearson Airport.
How do you feel about them coming today?
أنا كتير فرحانة إنه جايين ومبسوطة يعني ماني مصدقة حتى من فرحتي.
We first met the family 3 years ago in Lebanon. They'd fled their home in Syria. The night we met, they were about to leave everything they knew to come to Canada as refugees. That night was the Last Supper with the elder Tambaris who would stay behind. Parting was painful, wrenching Ida away from her son and daughter-in-law and her grandchildren, not knowing when she'd ever see them again.
Oh God.
3 years later, the 3 eldest children are in school in Windsor, becoming fluent in French, learning English, and hanging on to their Arabic.
Bonjour papa, bonjour maman. Ça va bien? Je travaille beaucoup.
Language, though, has been a struggle for their parents, still only at level 1 in English. What's the most difficult thing still for you to get used to living in Canada?
لا ما في شيء صعب يعني أنا عم عامل أكثر جهد إني أتعلم اللغة يعني هي اللغة كل شيء الواحد يعرف يحكي يتفهم مع العالم فعم بعمل أقصى طاقتي.
Windsor has taken in nearly 2,400 Syrians since November 2015, adding to an already vibrant Arabic community. But even with government help, settlement is a long process, and some have adapted more quickly than others, says Hugo Vega.
In the work that we do, we know that it could take a long time. It could take 5 to 10 years sometimes for someone to really establish themselves, professionally in the different facets of their life. So I think that they're about midway in that process. I think we are seeing really successful individuals that are established, that are independent already, and others that aren't.
The Tambaris were government-sponsored for the first year, and then when a Windsor group got involved, they decided to privately sponsor the senior Tambaris and an orphaned nephew. Lawyer Anneke Smit pushed to make it all happen.
I really feel that it's important that the government, before they can say they did the job, so to speak, that they put something in place for family reunification. Because it's not just about the parents or the grandparents who might have come under existing family reunifications. In some cases, we've left the more vulnerable people behind. So even if we do nothing else, I think that's really a moral obligation on us to take care of.
So on arrival day, Anneke is waiting with Zainab. The trip from Lebanon has taken 2 days and the flight's been twice delayed. Then finally, after a 3-year wait, Mohammed Tambari and Ida Abdelkarim emerge. Greeting their daughter-in-law, meeting their grandchildren, who barely remember them.
Bilal, Jiddo.
Bilal, it's your grandfather, she says. Keenan, age 9, was raised by the grandparents and he'll join his cousins. The sponsorship group is responsible for the first year of settling in. And Zainab is grateful. So are the grandparents.
الله يسلمك. شكرا.
Mohammed, at 72, is feeling unwell, but he's made it.
شكرا. Thank you.
حلوة كندا؟
اختي.
عجبتك كندا؟ عجبتك كندا؟
والله.
حلوة. يعني راح نشوي وعدة. إبراهيم.
For the time being, the Tambaris will settle their parents with them in their home. And after so long, it's a bit overwhelming just to be in the living room. Can you believe you're in Canada?
ونحن متشكرينكم كثير ومنشكر كندا ومنشكر كل اللي ساعدونا بكندا.
Zainab is setting out a reunion feast. On this night, they celebrate a more peaceful future, so different from the Last Supper they shared together. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Windsor.